ぬるぬる食感もちもちエイム、どうもたぴです。今回は上達するための20個のコツという動画を和訳していきます。動画の前に一つお願いです。僕の動画を見てくれている人のほとんどが未登録です。これからもどんどん動画を上げていくのでぜひチャンネル登録お願いします。というわけで、本編です。どうぞ。
Alright guys, so the first tip in this video, break under chess. This super simple tip is going to help you guys a ton in early game, especially if you're the type to just run out of materials quite a bit. I know I go through that. When you come across, a chest on the ground, go ahead and break the floor under it, right? This is going to give you 10 to 15 materials from the floor along with all the loot from the chest, just for, an extra 2 seconds of time, right? The same goes for furniture as well. Alright, second up, if you're ever playing a tournament, be sure to check the point format and adjust your strategy based on which playstyle is more rewarded. Each and every event, man, it's different, so it's always just worth taking a look. Some events, reward a passive playstyle while others reward a more aggressive approach. You're going to do so much better in events if you're always sure to check on it. Alright, number 3 is the good old RPG shotgun trick. Alright, so if you have an RPG and a shotgun in your inventory, shoot the RPG at a box and try to time your shotgun, to hit the opponent. But this is a simple, cheeky way to get some damage off, and it works almost every time. Alright guys, so another similar tip to the last one is the RPG Harpoon Trick. Alright, this technique is similar to the RPG shotgun one, but instead of just timing the shotgun shot, you can actually shoot your RPG and just time a harpoon gun shot to just break your opponent's wall. So before doing this, just note that if you're using a harpoon gun, then this can be, done against a wooden wall or any other wall under 150 HP. This is just a lot more powerful than the RPG shotgun trick, but does require more specific loadout and often more precise timing. Alright, it's also worth noting that, you can do this with a heavy sniper as well, or any other weapon that can just one-shot a wall. Alright guys, next up, okay, if you haven't already, definitely consider turning on this setting, alright? Confirm edit on release. This setting basically makes it so instead of just having to press your edit button once to start an edit, then select the tiles, then press it again to confirm, now, you only have to just press your edit button once, select the tiles, then the edit is done for you. It saves so much time and can definitely make you faster, and just much a better editor, right? Some people prefer the old way like booga and clicks, I get it, but for newer players or those of you who are just already used to it, confirm edit on release is definitely better. Okay, so while we're on the topic of settings, be sure to turn on auto open doors as well. So if you ever accidentally edit a door, you can just get through it anyway. And on top of all of that, if you ever run into a door, it'll open up for you, which is pretty convenient to have that in general, right? Less work. Next tip is a sort of a mentality thing, all right? Performance trick, here we go, is to take frequent breaks while you play. Yeah, you need a timeout, guys. Yeah, get some fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Drink some water. Grab some Buncher Crunch. Do something. All right? Trust me, Fortnite can be seriously draining mentally at times. I get it. Oh my goodness. Especially you having one of those days and things are not necessarily going the way you planned it, all right? For your own sake, take breaks while playing. If you sit there for like 12 hours straight, not only is it going to be super bad for your health, but it's also going to make you play worse over time, and it can even result in just long-term issues, all right? Okay, so for you controller players out there, try to learn the claw grip. Alright, the claw grip is a special way of holding your controller that allows you to press more buttons at once. Really, to put it simply, this is going to help you guys a ton mechanically and allow you to do more things at once. Almost every pro player either uses a controller with paddles, the claw grip, or both. So if you're looking to step up your mechanical game, taking the time to learn, it's definitely worth it. If you don't know what the claw grip is, check out the other video on our channel named How to Use Claw Grip for Godly Aim and Builds in Fortnite. It's a bit older, but it's still completely relevant. Alright, the next tip is use hard materials in W key situations or when you get shot at. Surprisingly, okay, listen to this, man. Like, the most common issue that a lot of people seem to have when they're getting W keyed and pressured is using weak materials, man. You just get it shot down. So let me tell you this, man. Whenever you're getting W keyed, especially if you want to reset the fight, or heal, you want to give yourself enough cover. A simple wooden box, that's not going to do anything. They may have been good, back in the day. Not anymore, man. Like, pretty much every time you get shot at or pushed, you should be using either brick or metal to cover yourself, all right? It just seems silly at first, but genuinely, it makes a huge difference in the game. Next up is an OG box fighting trick that surprisingly still works well and really isn't utilized nearly enough. Okay, this technique is called the Martos Classic. The Martos Classic is a simple way to really just bait your opponent into expecting one edit and then just surprising them with like another edit to get the kill. All right, so to do it, simply just edit a triangle on the top right of a wall, right? Then immediately edit the exact opposite triangle on the bottom left. All right, so this is really super simple, man, and it really just works against even some of the best opponents that you're gonna come against. So be sure to use it whenever you see an opportunity to do it, all right? All right, so we're halfway through the list. First of all, I just wanna thank you for sticking around. Thank you so much. I feel so honored that you're here. So now for the 11th up on our list is a super helpful tip for all you competitive players out there, or even people who even play arena or just play for wins, normal matches. And that's to play for the dead side of zone during the first storm. During the first zone, the storm circle is usually on the edge of the map in a certain area. So almost the entire lobby is rotating into the part of zone that's closest to the center of the map, right? Take for example, a zone around Holly Hedges and Sweaty Sands. So you can see that almost every POI in the entire game, Pleasant Park, Retail Row, Lazy Lake, Frenzy Farm, I mean, I can go on all day, are going to end up rotating toward the part of zone near the middle island. So to avoid all the chaos that's going to be, that's going down everywhere, right? You could just set yourself up on the quiet side or dead side of the zone to run into less players and to really just kind of sort of just hang out, man, and chill, no stress, right? In this example, basically nobody is rotating around the west coast of the map because everybody is mostly toward the middle, aka the crazy side of the zone. So if you ever want to avoid engagements and just play out mid-game safely, be sure to play the dead side of the first zone. The 12th tip on this list for, all you mouse keyboard players out there, and that is this. Try out optimal keybinds, all right? Optimal keybinds are basically the most high quality keybinds available that allow you to control your movement fully while still building and editing quickly. The set of keybinds most people consider optimal, is the top mouse side button for wall, C or V for floor, which you press with your thumb, the bottom mouse side button for ramp, left shift for cone, and pretty much anything for trap, along with E to edit. These basically allow you full movement control and extremely fast mechanics with really no downsides. Okay, so if you ever are looking to improve your keybinds or even feel like your skill is just kind of starting to plateau, try out optimal keybinds. That may be a great thing for you. All right, next up, we've got one of the most important tips that you're gonna ever hear in Fortnite. Gotta check this out, especially if you're trying to play competitively, guys, and that is, you need to VOD review. Okay, VOD reviewing is pretty simple. It really just consists of just looking back at your own gameplay, right? And reviewing it to see where you need to improve on. We're not gonna go too in depth, during this video for time's sake, but if you wanna learn more about VOD reviewing, be sure to check out our other video called The Perfect Guide to VOD Reviewing, because that's gonna tell you everything that you need to know. All right, so if you're ever taking your opponent's wall and you're about to do a Mongrel Classic, consider using a cone instead of a ramp, which is often referred to as a Mongrel Cone Classic. This basically is going to force your opponent into a wide open space and really gives them nowhere to go. It really is super easy and usually allows for a quick kill. But when you do this, guys, you got to keep this in mind, that it's best used when your opponent is low or if you need to end the fight super fast. It's sometimes risky to perform this on its own since a good opponent will attempt to shoot back, obviously, but it's still very helpful in that type of situation because it forces them into an open space while you have an easy peek on them. Early game has always been one of the most crucial parts of Fortnite, and for the majority of us, early game is definitely the hardest part of the game to really be consistently good at. Do you agree? One simple way, really to make early game much easier is to master a really, really good loot route. That's gonna make your life just a whole nother level of simpler and easy, right? And convenient. A loot route is it's a pretty simple concept. I mean, it really just means a specific route that you follow off spawn that you have mastered down to a T. from every chest and ammo crate to every material stack, etc., right? If you could just find a drop spot, then head into creative and just find a route within that drop spot to follow, then you're going to start to find yourself surviving so much more often simply just due to the fact that you know where you're going. You know where all the loot spots are, and you're always going to just walk out of the early game, with just a great loadout. All right, so next up, we've got a simple concept called bush peeking. All right, let me ask you a question, guys. All right, have you ever been insta-killed by someone sitting inside of a giant bush? If you have, this is perfect for you. Instead of simply walking into a bush to check for people, you can simply build one ramp above it and then just look from the top. And if there's someone in the bush, you see their head super clearly and you get an easy kill. If there's nobody in the bush, well, all right, well, I guess you don't have to fight. Good for you. If you ever have a giant build battle in game, all right, which a lot of us do, make sure you're not afraid to break down builds. Seriously, man, like breaking down builds that are high up is such an easy way to get free kills, and not enough people really do it because breaking down is frowned upon, I guess, for some reason. I know someone that got 2 easy kills in a Cash Cup game, right? Because they broke down a giant build fight that 2 people were in. It took 10 seconds of shooting, right, on their part, and it was super easy. Whether you're looking at another fight or if you're in your own fight and, you head to the bottom to break it, don't be afraid to break down builds. So if you've ever watched a pro player in a tournament playing solo, you might notice that when they see a player facing the opposite way, instead of just taking shots, the instant that they see the player, they crouch walk up and then hit an insane beam. All right, this is crouch sneaking, guys, a relatively unknown strategy that really works wonders in tournament play and in casual play as well. It really is really simple, man. Like when you see someone facing away from you, instead of just shooting instantly and just missing shots because you're too far away, get up closer so that you can just hit a fat laser instead. It really only takes a few seconds and they're almost guaranteed not to hear you. This is so easy to do and really makes a massive difference if you do it right. Next up is a simple rule that's really gonna help you avoid those awkward storm fight situations that we've all been in, and it's just to always rotate early. Yeah, this sounds like such a simple, basic tip, but not enough people do it, and I'm one of them. Sometimes I get caught up in my game and I'm just, I get it. You get caught up in a battle and get caught up in a 1v1 and you're just in it, right? And you think you could just take this person out, it's gonna be super easy, and then it just drags. So pretty much every single time you get held in a storm, it really is because you let a fight last too long or you didn't rotate early. And really as a general rule, man, if the first circle is away from you but not too far, try to leave your drop spot within 1 minute or so on the clock. If it's pretty far away, okay, try to rotate with around 2 minutes. Obviously, these are sort of general, but it really ultimately depends obviously on your drop spot and your playstyle. And number 20 on the list. Whew, man, I can't believe we made it this far. The final tip is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. No, I'm just playing. No, but you can do that if you want. Follow me on Insta too. No, if you want. All right, guys, you gotta practice awkward edits. So an awkward edit is basically like any edit that you can make in an awkward situation. Like if you're stuck against a wall or you're under a ramp or anything like that, all right? If you practice these awkward edits, you're gonna be just much more prepared for these situations and it's honestly gonna help you a ton. So this is what you gotta do. You gotta practice, man. You gotta practice these edits as well, on top of your usual editing practice so you're just well prepared next time you're in an awkward situation, especially if you tend to choke on your edits in game, all right? I've been there, I know, and it sucks. So practice is definitely gonna take your game to the next level.
はい、というわけでいかがでしたでしょうか。全体的に和訳の質を上げたつもりですが違いを感じますかね。コメント欄に書き込んでくれると嬉しいです。というわけで、また次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さよなら。